What is up, guys? Welcome to Hero Strength. I know it's been a while, but your boy went to Las Vegas. I had a lot of fun, and it's just right now. It's just a matter of getting yourself back into the gym, getting yourself back to dieting, and just getting yourself back into that mental discipline. So this workout is not going to be nothing too crazy. It's just going to be like my version of just trying to get back into the gym, get back into the swing of things. Okay, so. Starting off with cable flies. As you guys know, I always like to start my workouts with flies. But the difference is that I'm definitely forcing myself to do a lot more reps lately. Just because at the beginning of my journey, I remember I always did 20 reps for everything, 20 to 15 reps for everything, because, your boy Kelly Muscle always said that 20 reps are better. And, I actually just kind of always kind of stuck with that. But throughout the last 2 years, I've kind of lifted from going to 10 reps to 12 reps. So it's just a matter of getting myself back into that level of intensity, because lifting heavy weight is it's tough. It is. But in my opinion, I feel like when you're, dealing with a lot more repetitions, a lot more volume, and you're adding a lot more pain and everything like that, I feel like that's where the true intensity of working out is best for me. That's just me personally. So you guys are going to see a whole lot of weight being pushed for the next couple of weeks, probably for the next month, and even probably after that, because I still want that to be, I liked having my endurance that high, and I did like the feel and the look, and I just feel like those were my favorite times training. But anyways, so we're going into cable flies, and if you guys look, I'm doing two different variations. So at first I'm kind of, you could say, aiming for the lower half. But if you guys look, that stretch is not exaggerated. It's not because with your shoulder being in that position, it's really easy for your shoulder to start being worked. So I'll just come up high enough where I feel it in the lower and middle part of my chest. And then from there, I'll come down and I squeeze. And when I'm squeezing, I'm focusing on the entire chest, not just the bottom. So right after that, we go into a different variation of cable flies, and in this one, basically all I'm trying to do is I'm either aiming for the upper or lower half predominantly. And if you guys look at how I end up doing these flies, you guys will see, I guess you guys will definitely be able to see what I'm talking about. So here I'm trying to take my time and really focus on that upper part of my chest, trying to put as much blood there as possible. And the reason why we do two different fly movements is, again, just because since my strength, I feel like I'm starting like a baby. So, with stretches and squeezes, they're so easy to hit and you can get so much blood. It's just kind of like an easier way to get your mind really ready for the workout, but also while still working yourself out. So again, if you guys look right here, I'm still aiming for that upper part. There's always different ways you guys can go ahead and do these exercises. It always just depends on how you feel. I never want you guys to think, oh, well, Carlos does it this way, so it has to be done this way. That's not true. I see bodybuilders do workouts, a whole, different variations of workouts, 100 million different ways, and it still works for them. So it's always just a matter of what works for your body. So, for me, whether you guys see me like lean over or whatever the case may be, just know when I say I'm aiming for a part, it's because I mentally am focusing there. And if you guys look also right here, I was doing singles because at a certain point, with all the volume, my body starts to get tired. My chest doesn't want to do it. So by doing the singles, it helps give yourself a little bit of chance to rest while also still getting those reps in. But yeah. So right after that, we go into a heavy movement, the incline Smith machine press. 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps. Main thing we're doing is, of course, what we do with bench press. The most important thing to me when bench pressing is that stretch, and I always have preferred a wider grip just because, Arnold, the king of chests, has always had a wider grip. And that is one of those things where I will say, yes, it's because a bodybuilder does it. That's why I do it. But at the same time, I also did train my body to where I understand how my body works while I bench press. Okay. So on the way down, I'm trying to control as much as possible, and I let that bar fall right in the middle of my chest. You guys would say, oh, but it's not hitting the upper part. It always, again, depends on how you feel. Arnold and Lou Ferrigno Franco Colombo, they could do like that death grip, where the bar will come right down to your neck. I don't feel it too much in my chest. There's days I do, but on days I don't, I just aim for the middle part, and as I'm coming up, I am trying to squeeze the upper parts of my pecs, but at the same time I'm squeezing the middle and upper. In doing that, it helps to build a stronger upper chest. I know for me, I'm like, when I first started, again, I always say this, but I'm like, only upper chest. So you can only train upper chest, or you can only train the middle part, and you're only trying to, but that doesn't make any sense. Your chest is your chest. To single out those body parts sometimes isn't the easiest, so you do whatever you can to hit those parts. So that's why, if you guys look, even the angle of the bench, I do make sure I don't go very, very high to avoid, my shoulders being activated. So this was because I knew I wanted to do something fun. My version of fun is, killing myself as much as possible. So what I do is I do about 10 reps. I'll lock it up, and if you guys look right here, I squeeze my hands together, and I'm still trying to keep my form as far as keeping my lower back elevated, chest out. And I'm squeezing my hands together, and in doing that, I'm causing a lot of blood flow into my chest, and I'm squeezing it as hard as I can. And then when you go into bench pressing, then you're just stretching all of that blood right back out. So it's just a fun way to really mess with yourself on a final set. This was actually really fun, and I was really happy that even though, I am coming back into the gym kind of weak, that I was able to perform this, and get through this part of the exercise. Okay guys, and so now right after that we go into some decline dumbbell presses. The reason why I like to do these is because a lot of people like to really single out, thinking that the only way you can work on your upper chest is just doing upper chest exercises, and that's not true. Hitting the lower part of your chest actually very, very, very much so ends up hitting the upper part as well. You're hitting the whole chest. That's the main benefit of always hitting decline movements. And another thing I guess I want to preach at this point is, again, look at the angling of the bench. I'm not super low. A lot of people will say you need to have the bench as elevated as possible so that you're hitting no, that honestly, you're just going to cause a lot of shoulder pain, and you're going to be working out your triceps more than anything. Your chest needs to stretch. It needs to be stretched by dumbbells. And if you guys look, as the weight is coming down, you guys can see that my chest is being stretched, and actually you guys can see that when I come up, the bottom part, the lower part of my chest is expanded, but then as it comes down, you guys can see that the whole chest gets stretched. So the entire time, yes, the lower part is predominantly being worked, but the whole chest still is always being worked, okay? And if you guys look, I'm not going as low. That's just because again, I'm still working on my range of motion for everything. And, I'm just trying to, get myself back to where I was before. But yeah, just as low as you guys can. And then as you guys come up, squeeze on your chest entirely, but also don't lock your arms. And in locking your arms, you guys will end up accidentally working out your triceps, or actually even just, that's where a lot of elbow pain comes in too. By keeping that range of motion and keeping that your muscles in constant tension, that's how you continue to work on those muscles. Anytime that you fully lock, it just gives you a little bit of time to rest. And at the end, the last exercise I ended up doing was kettlebell push-ups. Just simple exercise. I love to do these when I feel weak, but these I do mainly because I see Arnold do them. But that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys let me know what you guys want to see more of, see less of, and I will see you guys next week. And let's just get ourselves back to where we want to be, because the new year is soon. I'll see you guys.